On Wednesday, we saw that bad news became good news as investors got carried away with the prospects of lower interest rates if the Fed didn't go more aggressive and was starting moving towards a definite rate cut for 2024, etc., etc. We saw stocks rallying, very weak PMIs, Europe, UK, US, and there was a bit of a bid that heavily came back into bonds. That lifted stocks. But, just don't forget the seasonal bias to sell major indices. Look, over the last 37 years, September has been the weakest month, okay, and the only negative month over those 37 years. And if you look at in the NASDAQ, let me just get that right, you know, roughly for the month of September, you can see an average return is 1.12%. And when it does fall, it tends to fall sharply. You've got a similar kind of outlook in Europe as well. If you just take a look at the DAX, you can see again, August, September, very weak months. Month of September, over 37 years, on average, DAX falls 2.24%. Let's look at the S&P 500. Now, of course, this, you know, again, average return 0.89%, August and September tends to be the weakest months. Now, none of this is saying the indexes are definitely going to fall this month. But there is just a bias, and part of the reason for that bias is that desks are away on holiday. People aren't making such large inflows into indices. Normal levels are not of purchase are not going into the major indices. It tends to be just lighter in the summer months. You know, it's just seasonal bias, summer holidays, etc., etc., and that impacts a seasonal return. Now, in the current environment, we've had markets very stretched to the upside, and there's been quite a lot of speculation that these gains can't continue. Put options have been increasing in recent weeks. There's just more and more people expecting lower prices. And yes, the earlier sort of recessionary outlook hasn't materialized, and the stocks have gained contrary to that narrative. But all narratives reach a logical stretch position, and that's very much where we are. So just to be in mind, it's not to say sell indices, it's not to say don't buy indices, depending on what the incoming data comes, but just be aware of this seasonal bias for selling across major indexes, and that just helps you keep things framed and in the right perspective.